Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this week's video, well, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to see if I can train myself to write music faster. So I was listening to another podcast from Tape Notes, and it was another Fred again one, and he talks about how he writes music.
He took a plane to Sweden and we spent 3 days with him in the studio, and it was really inspirational. He's like, okay guys, I'm not sure if you're going to be stressed out about this, but I have a timer, so I make a song in 35 minutes. Axel was like, what do you mean? Like, I can't even make coffee in 35 minutes.
No, I would be like one kick drum, 35 minutes, you know?
He tends to write music faster and faster, so he will initially he started with about an hour, and then he tries to cut it down to 30 minutes. And then now I think he said that he's trying to get ideas together in 20 or 15 minutes. Now, I don't think that these full songs, but definitely sketches, maybe getting melodic ideas together. And I thought maybe I can train myself to do the same thing. I generally write music a little bit slower, and that's not such a bad thing, but when coming together with ideas, I feel like the more ideas I can get out into the world, the more bad ideas I can kind of push aside. So if I write 20 songs or 20 sketches, maybe 10 of them have the legs for me to keep working on them. I also have the video timestamp below, so you can see my progression with it throughout the month. I did one for week 1, 2, 3, and 4, but for some reason, the footage for week 1 is not there. With that said, I'm including all of the sketches that I did at the end of the video. So if you're curious and you just want to see what I did write within 1 month, all of it is down the back, so you can kind of see in here, good, bad, indifferent. I just put it all out there, so you can see that I'm like, it is what it is. Some of it's good, some of it's pretty bad, but I wanted to leave it all there, so maybe that can encourage you to write those bad ideas and get them out of your system. So here's the plan. So over the next 4 weeks, well, the past 4 weeks, because I'm doing this video after the fact, I'm going to write 5 tracks in a week. I'm going to utilize my lunch times to do this. I'm going to do 1 a day, minimum 5 sketches a week, and I'm going to try and reduce the time as I go along to get faster and faster to a point where it's just nonsense coming out. Week 1, the plan is to write for 1 hour. Week 2 is going to be 2 blocks of 30 minutes. Week 3 is going to be 20 minutes. And then week 4, we'll just see how it goes. Maybe 20 minutes is too far. Lastly, some other things that I put into place before I started the challenge is I wanted to write predominantly all in the box. The main reason for this is, while it's good to have this gear, you can get lost in it really quickly. And what I'm essentially doing is trying to write just the melodic parts of these sketches. So then when it comes time to working on ideas and having a full session, is I can use these sketches that I've written as kind of MIDI loops. So some of you might have purchased MIDI loops. This is a way that I've written my own, and then I can kind of take those bits, start to send them out to different synths, and then develop the idea from there. And what is my goal? Obviously, I would love to have 20 ideas at the end of writing 20 sketches, but I don't think it really works with that. I mean, there's no reason it can't, but for me, my hit rate is a little bit less. So what I'm hoping is I'll get at least a 50% hit rate from the 20 ideas. Wrote 20 ideas, 10 of them will be good, at least, hopefully. And then from those 10, start to work on them a bit more. And then I think to get maybe 6 or 7 finished songs that I would be happy to release would be an absolute gold star for that. Hey everyone, this is the end of week 2. I was supposed to do 30 minutes times 2 for those hours, but once I got sort of 2 days into it, it just felt like too compressed. And much like when I was training for running events and stuff like that, if I felt like I was overreaching a little bit, I thought I would dial it back. So I've gone for a middle ground of about 45 minutes, exactly 45 minutes. And I'll continue this into the start of next week. And then once I feel like I'm getting a little bit quicker, we're going to dial it back to, we'll go maybe 35 minutes or 30 minutes, see how we go. But as you can see, we've got the 45 minutes up on the clock. And yeah, let's get cracking. And for most of these projects, I've just been using Kick 2. Wait for that to open. We want to absolute, close this, create, put some, that is cranking. Come in here, and I've usually just been choosing sort of the 808 and then come along to the amp, put in a little, and then just finding that like happy medium there. I like this because it's pretty basic. You have like your basic oscillator shapes and whatnot. Just going for something pretty simple because I'm thinking maybe some glitchy bits and pieces, and I've downloaded some bits from like Real World Instruments and sort of found sound bits and pieces to kind of, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So let's just. Gonna have a look for a little bass line or something. Trying to get this random pattern into something that's a little bit more musical and can kind of repeat the pattern a little bit more. Let's move this over here, and then maybe these ones, and go back to this pattern so we kind of have something repeating. sample sounds like it's playing late, so that's a bit better. Okay. Again, my playing, phenomenal. I like this here, but I feel like I could really go in and start just recording a ton of different takes on it and then taking bits and pieces out that I want. I think there's something there. So maybe Monday, Tuesday is going to be maybe Monday, Tuesday is going to be keep it 45, and then I think Wednesday I might start to bring it down to maybe 30 minutes, see how I go from there. But yeah, it's been super fun, working on a ton of music, and yeah, it's been great. All right, and we'll see you next week. We are finishing week 3. I find that it's been getting a little bit quicker, a little bit better. Definitely good to come in with a very rough idea of what I want to do. But I find that just doing these quick sessions and just having this time limit kind of forces me not to like look at my phone or kind of go to the internet for maybe looking for a little bit more of an idea or something like that. It's just 45 minutes, or I'm at 45 minutes. I'm going to go down to 40 minutes today. Just really pushing through and seeing what you can come up with. Again, these are just to try and get nice, tight ideas, something to start. And then once you have like 10, 20 of them, you can kind of look at them and go, okay, these are good, these not so good, and then start to develop the ideas that you like. And then out of 20 ideas, you might end up with 8 that are pretty solid, and then 5 that end up getting released or something like that. So we have, let's pull it up. We have 40 minutes on the clock today. And yeah, let's see what we can do. Generally start with the Sonic Academy kick, just for that generic sort of 808, 809, 809 hybrid, or what do they call it? The 809 hybrid. And let's close this and make sure this is set to absolute. I was thinking about making a chord, rendering it out, and then putting that chord into a sampler and then kind of playing around. So I've got that one chord as sort of a one finger chord sort of thing. So turn that off, turn the zone off. Now we can go to the... Let's just get some stuff in. I like that you can kind of hear bits of it coming sort of left and right in the headphones there. Get that down a little bit more. Let's just get some notes in. Way off from where I want it, but Oh, yep, that's the one. We're just recording a bunch of stuff. That's a bit better. Tune it to the track. And that is the time. Not too bad. Would have liked to kind of get that chord nailed down where I can kind of do the looping trick, but didn't quite work out. Spent probably a little bit too much time on it, but these are the things. So we kind of got a little sketch together in 40 minutes. Again, I did find myself getting a little bit sidetracked, but we kind of pulled it right and got something going. And I'm glad that we had this synth in front of me, so kind of get that little lead idea instead of having to go through another plugin, because working like this, I'm like getting a little bit tired with plugins and whatnot, whereas I have all this cool gear and I just want to use it. So yeah, I mean, first world problems, eh? So this is the last of the 4 weeks. This will be the 20th sketch. And on the clock, we are going to put, we've got 35 minutes. This is the last one I did. Let's go to 33. So 33 minutes. Let's see how we go. And we'll see if we get an idea out. And I'm going to do this in E, F sharp. Let's just turn all of them off. And then E, F sharp, G, B, C. There's our notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's a bit better. Just a little bit more plain Jane. Oh, that could be all right. That. Let's put some reverb on it and we can filter it down a bit more. I intended for this to be a pad, but it kind of sounds good as a little lead. I want that to swell in a little bit more. Pull down the envelope. A little bit more envelope. And let's just jam out a little bit. Maybe get a little string in there. For this, we can use the CS80, Arturia, CS80 V3. We're just going to do one held note to kind of add a little bit of tension in there. Just go to string. Perfect. Yeah, let's get that in. For the bass, just going to use the sampler. It has a good sine wave on it. Probably can't hear this if you, depending on which headphones or speakers you're using, but just trying to find something. Let's just get something in. And then we can just cut it up a little bit. Here's something. De-loop it. If we drag it. Ooh, that sounds all right. Let's just make sure it's, yeah, it's quantized in there. Maybe let's get a pad, meditation pad. Sounds pretty good. What I might do is just try and get the bass note of like the lower note of the chord and then just build it off that. So I'm just kind of having a guess. Maybe that one. Go down there. This one is not good. Maybe this one down there. There we go. I got something. It's a little bit of an idea together. So let's have a listen real quick. I would even switch the drums. So there you go. We got something together in 33 minutes. Working in these time constraints is really good just to get rid of the fluff and just really getting ideas together. I've got 20 and we'll do a little sum up of all 20 and I'll leave them at the end. But yeah, I think I like what we did today. And yeah, I think it's the start of something good. We didn't kind of have anything pre-prepared because I find that a lot of YouTube channels against the clock, not so much the fact ones, but there's some other production channels that they're against the clock seems a little too perfect. They're getting almost a full song out in 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not the way that I work. They might be just really fast and I'm kind of shit. So yeah. Let's get to the conclusion. So, how did it all go? Week 1 was pretty good. I found that going in with a idea, something to work on before the fact was really good. Kind of helped guide the session a little bit. And 1 hour is super easy for me to kind of get a solid melodic idea, get a little bit of drums together, and then kind of flesh it out. Trying to get an A part and a B part. So maybe you have your main or your verse and chorus, something like that, to kind of use those ideas down the road. I didn't really want to just have one idea, like one loop, but as time gets quicker, that's how it might end up. As you can see from weeks 2, 3, and 4, I did start to get quicker, but obviously the musical ideas they tended to have less B parts, and I kind of find that 45 minutes around that mark is like my sweet spot. It allows me to have a little bit more time to play on an idea, and if something sort of gives me a little spark, I can follow that direction and see where it might take me. And do I think this was a success? I very much think this was a success. I had lots of fun writing more music. I've been kind of in a little bit of a rut when it comes to getting enough time to write music with a full-time job, doing videos and everything like that. But I feel like if I'm going to be on here showing sound design and stuff like that, I should also be writing music like I used to and putting out music. So that is my big goal. And this was my first big step in writing a really good chunk of music to then put out. I have some shows planned a little bit later on in the year and into early next year. And I want these tracks to be able to be played on the new live rig. So this is like giving me a good jump start into getting all that together and just having more fun in the studio. I'm not really feeling the pressure of having to get a hit record. I'm just writing music that I really enjoy, and then hopefully that resonates with some other people that listen to it as well. So hopefully you got something out of this video, and I do encourage you to give it a go and sort of maybe write 5 sketches, 10 sketches or something like that. But at the end of the day, hopefully it's inspired you to create something. Until next time, see you later.
Thank